Hindsight's always 20/20. In this video, my deepest regret was not separating the flat from the point prior to putting it on the smoker. But anyways, let's continue. It's drunk grilling time. We're going to start out by trimming the brisket. This is a previously frozen brisket, unfortunately. Fresh is always better because you lose a lot of the moisture in the meat when you freeze it. But hey, the price is right on this. I think I paid about 40 bucks for this a while back. So I'm going to go ahead and cut into it. Now I'm going to save some of this beef fat. We're going to use that for some put in the smoker. This is a 16-pound brisket, and the thing about brisket is you'll start out with this huge chunk of meat, and after you trim it and after it cooks, you'll be amazed just how little is left out of a 16-pound brisket.
The seasonings.
Yeah, for season, we'll be using some seasonings here in a little bit. Put some rub on it. I'm going to go with the heavy garlic on this one, and some pepper.
It takes how long to cook?
This is going to go overnight into about maybe 12 hours or so. And I got the Beer Money podcast guy here. He might help a little bit with this video too. I'm trying to get a lot of this fat right here out. This fat right here, this is probably the line right here of the flat and the point. This is the flat and the point's up here. A lot of people separate it. I'm probably not going to separate this prior to putting it in the smoker.
What would you say are the different types of meals that you would make with one of these? Like what all do you see people making?
Usually just stand alone. I mean, have their sides with it, but basically brisket just it's kind of just like a strip of meat. But,
yeah.
You know, it's just the way it's cut. It's kind of cut like a piece of bacon, sort of, and you just kind of eat it just like that.
If you weren't going to smoke it, how else would you make it?
Oh man, that's a good question. I have no idea. I don't know if there is a better way to do it than smoking it, man. I mean, I guess you cook it in the oven, but I don't know. It'd be kind of a waste to me, but I mean, you can do it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, this right here is the line, the flat and the point line right here. So this will basically go. This fat line, it's right here, and it goes all the way through, and it comes in like an angle like that. So I'm not going to try and go too crazy digging all that out, because honestly, I'm probably going to keep the flat and the point together.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work to separate it, and it'll separate a lot easier after it's cooked. But I do want to get a fair amount of that out.
I mean, can you take one of these things, kind of like you took the goose, and soak it overnight and marinate it, or?
I mean, you could.
What would you do if you were going to marinate it?
Marinate would be like the rub I'm going to put on the outside, like the dry rub.
Right.
With a brisket, you want to go with the dry rub.
Dry rub.
I mean, I guess you could put it in salt water overnight or something like that. You could.
Do you feel like it would influence the taste?
Yeah, it would probably inject some water into it. Salt travels from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration, so it would put some more water in there for sure.
Maybe you could mention the fact that this was frozen and like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, I could inject it with beef broth, but the way these grains are, I don't know how well it's going to stay in there. But I mean, you can literally spend like over an hour trimming a brisket. There's so much fat in the brisket.
Do you leave much of the fat on at all, or do you
I try to
get
take
all of it
off. I'm going to try to take a lot of this off, but I mean, after it's cooked, a lot of this will just kind of peel off. So I don't want to go too crazy.
Yeah.
But like if I go right in here,
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
That's the line right there between the flat and the point.
Huh. So you just want to try and peel as much of that out as possible. From that inside.
I want to get
section.
a little bit. I mean, if I keep digging in this, I'm just going to make a separation to flat and point. It's going to be a lot of work, and I've done it before. And then you have two pieces that kind of cook differently that are different size.
Yeah.
So I kind of just keep it all together, and then when it's cooked, you can just go right through it if you wanted to. But a lot of this and this also, so this right here, a lot of this will be trimming off in this end.
So you said you plan on going with like a garlic rub and then anything else, or?
I've got a couple things. I don't remember what all I got. I got some cumin, some garlic, and we'll go with like a steak seasoning that kind of has like a lot of coarse black pepper.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm trying to do this just a little bit at a time so I don't go too far into the meat here. But I mean, you can spend a long time trimming a brisket. But it's crazy to think like a brisket like this is normally like $100, and then after you trim it, and the time it cooks, like I said, you don't have as much meat as you think, and it's like, you know, it costs $100 and it takes you, you know, a good day's worth of work to do it. Yeah, so it's kind of do it when you have time and money. That's
You said you got these for $40, or?
Yeah, I bought myself a while back for $40, which is like almost unheard of.
Yeah.
You see how much fat's on that? It's just,
That's a lot.
the brisket is the toughest muscle on the cow, and which is kind of ironic for the price, because like, you know, normally leaner cuts of, or sorry, more tender cuts of meat go for higher prices, but yeah, basically people figured out how to turn brisket into something awesome. Therefore, the price just went up. So
Yeah, I was about to ask why it would be so high if it's not
yeah, you know,
just a high quality piece of meat. And
it's popular piece. But, you know, if you cook it right, it can be really amazing.
I feel like you should show a whale tongue right beside that.
Yeah.
It's like a giant tongue. I can't even remember if I've had brisket, you know.
Oh, dude, it's one of those things you don't
like
forget.
maybe I have, but I don't know. I've definitely not had it smoked. I feel like if I've had it, it was probably in an oven, but even then, I don't even think I had it. So
I'll probably throughout the night come out a couple times and spray it. Maybe you can even help me with that.
yeah,
Beer Money Podcast, dude. He'll probably be up later than me, so he can be up here with the spray bottle.
what is it you spray on it?
Oh, you can use apple juice. You know, which I don't have, so we'll probably use water. Speaking of things, I don't know if I have a spray bottle when I think about it. No.
You can still pour something across it? Or
Yeah, we'll probably pour some.
lightly pour something over it?
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
We want to keep it moist. We don't want it to fully dry out on us.
Yeah. Well, do you plan to put anything over this before you put the rub on it?
No, I'm just going to put the rub just right on this. I mean, but to answer your question, you can use like a binder, like maybe like mustard or something. But
yeah,
using like a binder for the rub, like something like mustard or something, that's more commonly done with something like ribs or something. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't see why you couldn't do it with a brisket. But no, I'm not going to run a binder on this.
well, of course, we could just put our Rockstar all over it. That'd be delicious.
No.
Everyone knows how I like the Rockstars. So how many of these would you say that you've made?
Oh, 4 or 5, something like that.
4 or 5.
Not that many.
Really? So it's awesome to actually sit here and do it again.
Yeah.
Have you done this in video yet?
Yeah, I've done. This is not my first brisket video, but the thing about brisket is it's one of those. Like I said, it takes a lot of time. It costs a lot of money, and it can be a big mistake too. Because you got time and money in it, you want it to be good, and it's not. It's not something that you just toss in the charcoal and walk away either. So.
Yeah, it's not like making a steak really fast. It's going to take a lot of time to do it. So
it can be an expensive, time-consuming mistake too.
So I'm pretty basic. I've made hamburgers and steaks and stuff like that, but not anything on this scale. So where was this first started? Do you know? Like, where did people get this idea to cook this the way they do? And
don't know. Can't tell you.
It'd be something to look up online too. See if like people in all throughout history actually.
Usually things are like Texas style or just kind of like a salt, pepper, garlic.
Yeah.
Like a seasoning. But barbecue is starting to get real popular in Australia. Like they're starting to sell like American cuts of meat.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. There's actually a few Australians that watch my channel.
I bet if they're watching this channel right now, they're gonna look at that knife and they're gonna be like, "That sure in the fuck is in a knife."
I don't claim to be the professional chef that I have this proper knife for this proper knife for that. This for me, a flame knife, pretty much an all-around knife that works good for me.
Insert image of massive knife.
Don't hurt yourself.
Bet those guys out in Australia, they've gotten pretty damn good at this shit too.
Oh, I bet. I mean, I got an Australian friend. He's telling me, he's like, 10 years ago, I mean, you had to go to a specialty shop to get a barbecue. He's like, now they're in every hardware store around here because of all the TV shows about, competition barbecue and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, competition barbecue to me is kind of a joke. I'm probably going to piss people off by saying it at some level. But they kind of like judge you like, for example, if you have a beer can or a cigarette butt, laying around, they'll like dock points for that. And they'll like your presentation box, like how neat does your garnishments look in your presentation box. All kinds of stupid shit that don't really have to do with like, is it good barbecue? It's just.
I can understand to some degree having the presentation of the food itself look good, but also it should be the quality of the food.
Well, yeah, but like rib competitions, they look at things like how much curve is there into the rib bones you got. Rib bones have curves, so like the straighter ones are look better, and then they get better points. Like, who cares? I mean, the damn thing turns to shit in the end anyway. I mean, so it just kind of, I don't know.
One end out the other.
Yeah, just.
Yeah. You have to make it look nice and fancy. Now that's fancy.
I don't know.
You said that this weighed how much?
16 pounds.
16. This weighed 16 pounds?
Yeah, and then like, you'll be amazed like how little.
Jesus.
You'll be amazed how little's left when this is all cooked up.
What do you think it'll weigh after?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the way of weighing it, but it's maybe half or something.
Yeah. 8 or 9 pounds.
It shrinks up bad, man.
It's crazy.
There's so much fat in this brisket, like actually in this muscle.
Yeah.
That we're gonna run it low and slow. It's about 200 degrees, maybe just over 200, and render a lot of that fat out, and it's gonna shrink up, man. But to be honest with you, I'm gonna have to. I hate to do this, almost trying to do it, but to smoke this brisket, I'm gonna cut this in half.
Yeah.
Because my rack is only 14 inches, it won't fit the whole thing. So I'm gonna have to do it.
Oh, that kind of is a shame.
Yeah, it is, but
why not cut some of the ends off and use the middle piece? Cut the end off of each side, and then that way you keep the center intact, and then take whatever is left and cook it a different way, prepare it a different way, save it for the following day.
I could, but man, brisket's so awesome. I have to smoke the whole thing. Man.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, this is right here is the separation line, flat point separation line right there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just stay out of that. When we work over here, there's this big fat cap right here.
Chunk of fat.
It's loaded, man. It's loaded.
Yeah.
Like right here.
Also, I feel like if you flipped it to the opposite side, there's some on the corners over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right here is where the separation line is between these two muscles. Like when I flip back around, you see it, but it's like right in here. Basically, if you're trying to separate, you just follow this. If you're trying to separate, you just follow this right here, and just follow that fat curve, and then it'll take you right into it, and it'll go out about an angle like that, and it'll just kind of separate.
So could you take like a beer or something like that and put it over this, or before you put a rub over it?
You mean like pour beer on it like as a binder?
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, I want to use like a thicker binder, maybe like a barbecue sauce, but I wouldn't want to use barbecue sauce right from the start because it's going to just kind of dry up and the sugar is kind of burning it and it won't be good.
What about like taking a light coat of honey and putting that across the top?
No, not on beef. I mean, like pork, like ribs, yeah, but not. Beef and sweet aren't a good combo.
Well, there's some rich guy out in LA that's eating a chocolate steak with a side of 24 karat gold ice cream sundae that would probably maybe disagree with you, but he sounds like a douchebag as well, doesn't he?
Hey, I've been told I put up funky shit on my channel. You remember that?
Yeah.
Put some funky stuff.
I mean, I've not had anything that's been bad.
I mean, I can kind of see like maybe like a little bit of maple with beef, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna do that in the smoked brisket. I mean,
yeah. Maybe like something super spicy, some sort of a hot sauce or something.
Oh, this is gonna have some spice to it, like but like kind of like a black pepper spice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna flip this around and the camera. You see that point I was telling you about. You verify that I'm getting this on camera?
Yep.
So here's the that fat line right here, the hard fat flat point.
Yeah, that's a lot of fat too.
Yeah, it goes all it's pushed all the way through.
So I mean that'll stay there though. Is it just? I mean, it thins out as it cooks.
Yeah, but like you see right here, the whole thing, the whole line right here, goes right here all the way around, and then here's the other side of it right there.
Yeah.
And then that just, you take that out, then you have the separation of flat and point. And then on this side, look at that, more fat. I mean,
So will you cut through the fat on that side, or
it kind of just goes right through it like an angle like this.
really?
You separate, yeah. It's a little too deep right there. Yeah, it's a little too deep. So I want to try and keep some of the fat on this side.
Yeah.
I went a little too deep there. I'll try and keep just a little bit because I want to cook this fat side down. I want to use this fat to protect the meat. One of the oldest arguments though is fat side up or fat side down. The argument for fat side down is that it protects the meat from the heat. The argument for fat side up is that as you cook it, that fat will soak down into the meat and keep it more moist. So there's arguments on both sides as far as fat up or down. How do you do it? And this right here, this cut is called a butcher's cut.
Yeah.
Why they do that, I don't know. It's something to do, maybe it has to do with inspection of the meat or something, but
Yeah.
that's common. That's something you don't want in your brisket. But this, honestly, right here is this. It's only going on the fat at this point, so.
Yeah, that's
It's
kind of
not
what
bad.
I was wondering is if that fat went all the way down, like how far down it went.
So, yeah, I mean, this fat is, it's thick, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking.
Almost half an inch.
Yeah. I'm not throwing all this. Some of this I'm going to throw out, this fat I'm saving right here,
Yeah.
and some of them put on my low rack of the smoker so that we're going to get some fat smoke. Actually, you know what I'll probably do? I'll take that back what I said. I'll probably save this for a different video using this fat. There's already still enough in here that overnight will be fine. So I'll just save it for a different project.
That makes
Because
sense.
there's already enough in here. And if I go too much, then I'm going to wind up like over smoking and being real bitter, which I don't want to do. I mean, especially with long smoke.
Nice.
You see why I said you can easily spend hours trimming a brisket, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to get perfection, I've done it, and man, it takes so long. Like I've got all this off separate flat point.
So where it was only meat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. And there's still a lot of fat mixed in the meat, so it's just, I mean,
So why is it that they don't go ahead and, cut down most of the meat at these butcher shops?
what do you mean, cut down like the fat off it?
Yeah, cut the fat off.
It's time, man. It takes this.
So the butchers leave it to you to do.
Yeah, I mean, they do minimal trim work because of this cost.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, I want all the fat on.
Yeah, they might
They
want the
want
fat.
to do something with it,
Yeah.
Like, like a competition brisket, they trim like, spend like a long time trimming all this. But once it's rendered down and it's like hits that real, you know, the high temp was done, that fat's gonna peel off. So I went slightly too deep there, but that's not bad at all.
No.
Another thing about having too much fat on here is it won't allow the smoke to go into the meat. So you don't want a whole bunch. They say 1/4 inch is ideal, but I don't know, I might have less than 1/4 inch when I'm done. But that'll be alright.
And what kind of wood will you use to smoke this?
Mesquite's good, it's kind of strong. I'm probably going to go with the fruit pellets on this one.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to use my smoke tube. And that way, because the smoke tube will stay going for like 4 hours. So I can have just a slow smoke for 4 hours.
I don't know why, but I feel like the mesquite would be really good for this.
It probably would.
You know, because it's very strong. This is a giant cut of meat.
I mean, we can use mesquite if you want. I think I have enough. I have enough mesquite. Maybe the mesquite and the fruit.
Yeah,
pellets
like
and
a
the pellet
combine of
soup.
something, yeah.
Combined it, yeah.
So if you're going for like a spicy thing and then you've got the smoky flavor, and I'm trying to think of what else you could put on this thing.
See, like right here, there's our butcher cut.
Yeah.
And you can see there's
Layers of fat.
layers and layers and layers. So you imagine why for the longest time this was kind of like a garbage cut of meat, because
Yeah.
there's so much fat content that people didn't want it.
But if you cut most of it off, though, then it's all meat at that point.
Yeah, it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'll get in there a little bit.
Ooh. Ooh. Nice.
Yeah, we should just do a multi-part video. Trimming the brisket.
How to trim your meat.
Yeah.
How to rub your meat. And then how to heat your meat.
Thing's still going, right? Recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should show the mountain of freaking fat over here.
Oh, it's still.
It's all done.
Yeah. We'll deep
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh.
Party foul. Yeah, that sucks.
Should go ahead and put that OE mad.
Yeah.
So you're at 30 minutes.
Yeah. 30 minutes, and I'm not going to separate the flat and point.
Just have a mental image of someone taking this thing and just smacking somebody across the face with it. Giant cut of meat. Taking it, smacking across a vegan's face.
A vegan protest.
Yes, just run out there and slam it in their face. Oh my god. Like being slapped with a fish.
No, I might just want to leave it like this. Take a little bit right here.
I mean, you took all of the giant chunks off. So you
Yeah.
don't have any giant chunks left. There's a few layers of fat right there, and honestly, that might be a bit interesting to taste. You know, a few little layers of fat that are maybe a little bit thick, and you still have that layer that's on the inside.
Yeah.
Separation line, so you're gonna
Yeah.
get some
You
fat
see it, you-
anyways.
Right here, you can really see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that right there is the
I
separation.
wonder if you could cut this, like cut at the separation line, cut the meat off, and then cook that thing as a massive steak.
Not really.
down
It's
the
not
grill.
really good. Not even want to cook like a steak is
What do you think it'd be like?
really tough.
Tough?
Yeah. This is, you want to do this low and slow. This is the toughest muscle in a cow.
Really?
With only one per cow. Like it's like right in the front chest area.
Almost like you said, the filet mignon is the filet is
That's like a back strap.
one cut as well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one. Yes and no. I mean, filet mignon comes from the cut of beef tenderloin. So there's only one loin per whole tenderloin per cow.
I got you. But there's usually
A
only
filet mignon is like a cut of that. See, like this right here where it's darkened a little bit, I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to clean this table off for sure.
nice. Look at that. It's got like a nice marble.
Yeah, I'll render out. I'm going to cut this right here. Right here. Just the outer edge off.
Yeah. Shape it up.
Well, that kind of darkened a little bit. I'm going to cut the...
So when you cut it in half, you'll be able to see that separation line and stuff. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. I'm trying to have the best way. I like to put them. Ideally, I like to put in my smoker like this,
Yeah.
But it's not gonna. It's just not gonna fit. I don't think.
I mean, it might.
I mean, maybe if I fold this in or something. I mean, maybe.
Even if it's folded in, that thing is still going to cook, man. And then it's going to shrink. So
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have to cut it in half, and you
If
can
I
keep
can-
the flavor intact on the inside and the middle.
If I can get it on there like that, I'd rather keep this together. I really do.
I'd rather see it kept together.
If I get,
It's like all that flavor on the inside and the middle.
We'll try and fit it on my smoker like this, and if we can get it like that, then that's how we're gonna do it.
Cool.
All right. I mean, I guess that's it for part one, trimming the brisket, I guess.